I had a question about the EPIC Oxford study that did show a higher incidence of fractures. And I wondered if you could comment on what might be deficiencies in that study, if you saw any, and also whether there are other studies that you are aware of that may have contradicted those results.
First of all, let me say this, that yes, there were deficiencies in the methodology of that study. I don't have it in front of me right now, and I don't remember it off the top of my head. But what I can tell you is that whenever you have one study that's an outlier like that one, you have to realize that it's suspect. And when you have a mountain of evidence over here saying one thing, and then something crops up over here that says something different, there's something wrong with it. So I would not pin I wouldn't let that one study scare me. The thing that just like kills me about vegans is we have, again, 100 plus years of research that tells us we live longer, that we're healthier, that we are lower risk for diseases, that, we do better. And then all of a sudden someone comes over and says, oh, guess what? You have a slightly higher risk for stroke, or guess what? You may have a slightly higher risk for a fracture. And then everybody loses their minds. It's like, people, please, how are you going to let somebody tell you that you're, worse off when you know better? Yes, there's something wrong with that study. Check out Mike the Vegan. Mike the Vegan always takes those things apart, and go to his website. He has the definitive read on that. He will give you what you need to tell you what's wrong with that study. Okay.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And Dr. Mills, up next, we have Stephanie P. I'm going to unmute you now. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi. I was just wondering what your thoughts are on like soy products and tofu and stuff. I know that that's very controversial.
No, it's not. No, it is not. Soy is incredibly healthy for you. Okay. It's like, again, I'm on the second floor of my clinic because I got off at 5 and I obviously couldn't leave and do this lecture. But if the window was not sealed, I'd probably jump out of it. It's like people talk about, oh, soy has phytoestrogens. Cow's milk has actual estrogen in it, okay? The phytoestrogens in soy protect us because they actually stimulate our liver to make more of something called sex hormone binding globulin, which complexes our natural hormones and lowers the total amount of endogenous stimulation from either estrogen or testosterone, number one. Number two, in women, the phytoestrogens block estrogen 1 receptor, which lowers the total amount of estrogenic activity, but they actually activate estrogen receptor 2, which gives you stronger bones and helps protect you against heart disease. In men, they help reduce our risk for prostate cancer. Notice in China, Japan, places that eat a lot of soy products, the men are not wearing bras. They are very fertile, and they have the lowest rates of breast and prostate cancer. It's incredibly healthy. Please, soy is healthy. Look at the meta-analyses. Look at all the studies. Eat your soy. I'm not saying eat nothing but soy, but don't be afraid of it. It's very healthy. Don't believe the nonsense. There's nothing wrong with soy. It is very healthy. It's been studied, backwards, forwards, and sideways. It is extremely good for you.
Excellent, Dr. Mills. Thank you so much for that. And up next, I have somebody with the initials MA, and I am going to ask you to go ahead with your question.
Okay, thank you. My question is about fish. I don't know, I read that they tell you to have fish, once or twice a week, and those seniors that do have less, whatever, dementia or this or that. And I know farm-raised fish is bad, but I don't know. Should I eat wild-caught salmon once or twice a week or not, and why?
No, 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 and no. Let me ask you something. Would you eat the lungs from an animal raised in a coal mine? Yes or no?
No.
No, what? Right, because it would be black with coal dust, right?
Right.
There is no place on earth where the oceans or the rivers or the lakes are not polluted and not filled with all sorts of toxic, just toxins. And even wild caught salmon are filled with pollutants and toxins and pesticide residues and persistent organic pollutants and heavy metals. And the bottom line is it's animal protein. Animal protein, I showed you the graph, high in leucine. The leucine is going to kickstart those mTOR genes, which are going to try and make your cells grow. And you don't need it. You don't need it. What do you want to eat it for? It's like, why? You don't need it. You will be healthier without it. So it will do nothing for you, and it will do a lot of things to you that you don't need. So no, leave them alone. Let them swim. You're good.
Excellent. Thank you very, very much for that, Dr. Mills. Looks to me like that was the last question we have. Wait.
Sylvester has a question.
You got it. I saw it at the same time. Good. And a couple of more are coming in. Excellent. And luckily, we still have a few more minutes. So I'll go ahead and unmute Sylvester. Hi, Sylvester. Welcome.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Mills. You're wonderful as always. I truly admire you. I'm from Edmonton, Canada. I have a quick question, Dr. Mills. I have 18 or 17 years old daughter, and I didn't know this information before I met you. And when she was young girl, she always had a milk, cow's milk. We were almost forcing her, drink. Now she developed very severe acne on her face. Do you think what we can do? She stopped drinking after when I saw your lectures and all the information. She's no longer drinking, but she has acne on her face. Do you have any recommendation? I think what Dr. Mills mentioned is that I think that's related to what we did in the past.
So is she completely plant-based now?
Yes, we try to switch that. Yes.
I would just, I would just encourage her to maintain that plant-based diet, to really watch the total amount of, fatty foods that she's eating, to try and do as much raw as she possibly can, and give it time to clear up. She, using things like, some retin-A can be helpful, and to try and find a good plant-based dermatologist that could help, with some maneuvers that could really help reverse that. But that should clear up in time, I think, because as long as she's no longer using or consuming the dairy, that should and she gets those things out of the dairy products out of her body, that should reverse itself in time. It really should.